Okay, I wanted to see if, although this is a nice leather strap that came with the Serica, the new Serica 8315 GMT, I wanted to see if I can grab the stock mesh bracelet that came with the 5303. Did I say 8315, right? 5303, the dive watch that came before. Would it fit on this? There you go. It's not as, it does go, I think this watch, the lugs might be slightly thicker, or just the dimensions or shape, it differs. It's not exactly the same as that, but you can see how it fits. I mean, I think on the original, the 5303, the way that lugs, the surface curves, it better meets up and matches the edge of the lugs, and so you won't have like that little edge that you can see, inner edge that you can see on either side. But I don't think it's that jarring, really. It's not, you can just think of it as just a little added detail. And at first, I don't think it was going to fit, at least not without being a tight fit. The spacing in here is ever so slightly different. So these are the, put this down. These are the original spring bars that came with that bracelet, right? And they work fine on this, but on here, because of the spacing is different, I don't think they would match up 100%, ever so slightly off. So I decided to go with, I have some spare spring bars. I have like a slightly thinner one. You can see the difference here. And it's secure enough, don't worry. But these, I believe, are basically, I have some of these. I believe these are the 2mm ones. And these are the 1.8. So slightly slimmer. And that just gives it just a little bit of slack in here so that it can fit in there without being overly tight, because I didn't want it to be super tight and either wouldn't sit properly potentially and could just pop off if it's, the tension's in the wrong spot. And additionally, if it's too tight, if it does somehow get in there with the original fatter spring bars, it might be too tight to try to undo the spring bars to get the bracelet off of the watch, right? And then you're gonna potentially add scratches or something just trying to remove it. So this gives it, the skinnier bars give it just enough slack, because the lug end link and the bracelet will separate without the spring bar. So if it's a perfect fit, no problem. But if you put the skinny bar in there at first without this attached, it'll seem a little bit like this part of it between this center link and the lug will be kind of loose. It'll be gappy, but it basically will work out where this will be tighter, and mainly the spring bar is, I guess, closer in, so that'll pull this center link or the rest of it closer to the end link, and so it'll eliminate, any unnecessary gap or slack. You can see it should be just fine. So I'll just put this on wrist to show you. Give me a second. There you go. That looks pretty good. I'm glad it fits and works. There's one thing that I was really hoping it could do, and good. So I have, I really wanted this to be an option for this watch, as well as, of course, for the original one. So just in case anyone's wondering, if you already have a 5303, you can use the bracelet on there. You just got to make sure you use just a little bit skinnier, slimmer spring bars. These are, of course, for 20 millimeters lug width. But other than that, this one's 2 millimeter thickness, I believe, and these are the 1.8. Just to make sure. Well, actually, 1.3, 1.4 is zeroed. I guess I'll take that back. I believe these are 1.4s then. And then these are, how big are these then? Well, it sits kind of oddly between 1.9, so it's not 1.8 and it's not 2. Anyways, just know that you need to use something a little bit slimmer to do that. And I'm pretty sure those are my skinny ones. Pull the wrong one. See, these are the fatter ones, which are pretty much like this guy. Yeah. So I have them, and then whatever the next size down is, I'm surprised it's measuring 1.4 though. I thought the next size down was 1.8. And again, let's measure these, see what they show. Great. It's again, it's like a 0.1 millimeter off. Well, maybe these are 1.8 and those are the standard ones, which are, if it's showing 1.7-ish. Oh, I know I'm not using these. These are pretty darn close to this one. Okay, whatever's under 1.8, it's gotta be basically using this. Check one more time. 1.3. Or if it's off, well, I don't know. It is what it is. It says 1.3. This one's showing what? 1.9. I don't know. These, maybe they just rounded up and these are actually supposed to be 2 millimeters, or did they underestimate it and they are 1.8s? And then okay, well, anywho, I guess if I am using something that's 1.3, just get something around that area, and you should be able to get this to fit on there. And it's not really any slack, as you see here. It's not like it's like a loosey-goosey around the lugs at all. It's actually still a pretty good fit. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this was informative and useful.